Hey there, Courtney Atkinson here from Century 21 and Atkinson and Associates. Thanks for liking my fan page. And as promised, here are the 4 secrets that will save you thousands of dollars when you're buying or selling real estate, no matter who your service provider is. Now, one thing that you won't hear a lot of realtors like me mention as being the #1 secret to saving thousands of dollars when you're buying or selling real estate is just to breathe. Don't rush. One of the most prominent and important sales strategies taught to all salespeople is to create urgency. Now, one of the things that we want you to do is just take a break. If you've done all your research and all your homework like any good realtor will help you do ahead of time, there's no need to rush, okay? Now, from the selling side, think of it this way. If you were to go out and buy a home first, before you sell your house, your motivation goes through the roof. If you focus on doing the right thing first, like selling your property before you go out there and find your dream home and pay too much for it while you discount your house, you'll save money. That's important strategy #1. We want to make sure that you're prepared to sell. Don't rush. We'll do all the right things ahead of time to make sure that that happens. Take for example a stager. Having a stager come in, investing 2 or 3 days to getting the home in tip-top condition before the marketing begins, guaranteed to save you thousands of dollars. Results in a quicker sale, more offers, and more money. Now on the buying side, same thing. You want to make sure that if you're a buyer, you're finding the right home. You don't want to rush out there and be in a bidding war with 5 other buyers in the same property. If you and your service provider know exactly what it is that you're looking for, you can be the first there, the first to offer, pay a reasonable amount of money for it, and not feel that anxiety that's going to leave you up all night wondering whether or not you've got that house. That just comes down to understanding your wants and needs. Rushing as a requirement is pretty rare. I've been in very few circumstances with buyers and sellers where we've absolutely had to rush. Let's say 1 in 30 or 40. So don't let somebody convince you that there's urgency when it's not necessary. Thoughtful decision making is a money saver. That's just fundamental. So work with somebody you feel you can trust, who's not going to race you through the process, who's going to be invested in your needs and making sure that you're doing the right thing. Now, second thing, get an inspection. Doesn't matter if you're a buyer or a seller, get a property inspection. Now, the reason you're going to do this if you're a seller is because imagine a buyer walks through the front door, you've got a beautiful looking home, they're thinking, boy, there's got to be something wrong here. I can't imagine what it is. Everything looks great, but there's got to be something. And I've seen that come up many times. Now, as a seller, if you take a moment to spend the $450 to get a property inspection done before your property hits the market, buyers can come through your house, love the home, read the property inspection, see what issues were there, and then know what they're buying. Better yet, if you're even more proactive as a seller, what you can do is address those issues, have the property inspector come back, confirm that they're done, and write you up a new property inspection. Usually there's no charge for that. So not only will you know what the issues with your home are, you can also have time to address them before buyers even enter your home. You know what that does? That means you get better offers, you sell faster, you save money. Now on the buying side, same thing. Who can imagine buying a home without knowing exactly what it is that you're getting? Now buyers, if the seller hasn't been thoughtful enough to get a property inspection beforehand, do that for goodness sake as part of your buying process. Make sure that you know exactly what you're getting into when you buy a home. Make sure that if there are any issues with it, you can either get them rectified before possession at the seller's expense, or that you know exactly what your expenses will be as soon as you take possession. Okay? Get pre-qualified with a mortgage broker. That's tip #3. It doesn't matter if you're selling or buying. Now, part of the benefit of getting pre-qualified as a seller is that presumably you're going to want to live somewhere else. If you're selling this home, you need to know where you're going to be moving to. Do you know what kind of home you're going to be moving into? Do you know what you can afford to do in the next stage of your living situation? You need to know that, and you need to get pre-qualified, preferably with a mortgage broker, to do that. Now, one of the benefits of doing that pre-qualification is that you're going to know if you have a payout penalty. Now, it might be prohibitively expensive for you to move at this point just because of interest rate differentials and changes in the market. You need to know that information. You also need to know if it's maybe going to be financially beneficial for you to do that because you've got some incredible advantage because your payout's low or non-existent and interest rates are much lower. How much money could you be saving by locking in a new interest rate now versus 3 or 4 months from now? That's important information for you to know. What's your old and new interest rate? Being able to compare what that looks like, and also being able to talk to a mortgage broker about understanding exactly what the dollars and cents are from trading one mortgage for another on a different property. Now, if you're a buyer, for example, shopping around for different mortgages has the potential to save you tens of thousands of dollars. Getting pre-qualified makes sure that not only are you saving money, but you know what you can afford to buy. Have you saved enough money? Do you need to save a little bit more? Are there some blemishes on your credit history that you need to rectify before you can go out and do that? These are all important things that you can do beforehand. Whether you're a buyer or a seller, then in the long run, is probably one of the most beneficial things that you can do. Literally saving you tens of thousands of dollars just by talking to one service provider and knowing exactly where you sit and what your rights and obligations are. Now, I'm a little bit biased about this one, but I do believe it's important. You can well imagine that I'm a proponent of hiring a professional to help you through this. Now, there are all kinds of realtors out there in the world. The average realtor sells 4 or 5 houses per year. Now, you can ask yourself if you want to work with somebody like that, or you want to work with somebody who's had incredible success, knows exactly how to do it repeatedly, time in, time out, has a team of people supporting them, and has systems for success. Has proof, a track record, and the testimonials to prove that. Has a list of clients that they'd be willing to share with you so that you could touch base with them and see what their service has been like, and how they've helped them achieve their goals. And from a seller's perspective, imagine that you're hiring a realtor, paying them a full commission, and all they're doing is posting your property to the MLS. Now, we all know that the MLS system has changed, that the marketing tools that are available now to professionals are much greater than they were 15 or 20 years ago. Why would you pay a full commission rate to a realtor who's going to use technology that existed 2 decades ago? That's not wise. It's a waste of money. It's not going to result in the most money for your home. It's not going to result in the quickest sale, and it's not going to get you the most bang for your buck. And at the end of the day, as a seller, what your hope is that you get moved quickly for a top dollar, a seamless transaction, and you feel good about the service provider that you've hired, and you feel good about the services that you've received for the commission that you've paid. Make sure that no matter who you're working with, you see value for what you're receiving. Now, buyers, it's the same, but obviously you don't pay a commission as a buyer in this market, but keep in mind that hiring a professional who knows how to do a good needs assessment, is excellent at negotiating, and understands your needs and is able to put forth a plan that's going to help you find that home that suits your needs is invaluable. You'll get there faster, you'll get better negotiation, better representation, and most importantly, you'll feel better about the process at the end of the day, and you'll most likely end up in a better home. Top producing teams like Atkinson & Associates sell hundreds of homes a year. We know the inventory, we have the track record of success. Quite often we have homes in mind for our clients before we even take them out there looking for them, because we're so good at doing those needs assessments that we have a feeling for where they'll end up. Doesn't always happen, but it's just important that when you're working with somebody, they have an excellent understanding of what it is that you need, and they can help you find that in a timely fashion. Both for sellers and buyers, it's just important that you work with somebody who you can trust, who has a proven track record, and who knows what you need. So, those are my 4 top tips for saving thousands of dollars in the real estate process. I hope you find those valuable. I'd love to answer any more questions that you have, or speak with you in further detail if you have other questions about the entire process of buying or selling. You can give me a call at my office at 403-795-7777. Feel free to email me as well, info@courtneyatkinson.ca. And otherwise, it's been great talking to you. Hope you have a great day, and we look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.